Om Shri Sai Ram. Dear students, welcome to the first video on triangles, that is second chapter in 10th standard mathematics. This chapter is totally on similar triangles. Now look at this picture. Yes, everybody know that this picture is related to the famous Pythagoras theorem. It states that in any right angle triangle, the square on the hypotenuse is equal to sum of the squares on other two sides. Do you know this theorem is also referred as Baudhayana theorem? Yeah, we the Indians had been using this theorem much before Pythagoras. In the name of Baudhayana Sulbha Sutra, it says, Dirgha Chaturashrasya Akshnaya Rajjuhu Parshvamani Tiryagmani Cha Yat Pratagbhute Kurutastadubhayam Karoti, which means a rope stretched along the length of the diagonal produces an area which the vertical and horizontal sides make together. Students, today we have nearly 400 proofs for this Pythagoras theorem. We are proud to say that a very famous Indian mathematician Bhaskaracharya, who was born in Karnataka, had given two proofs for this theorem. In this chapter, we will study one of his proof in the last video, in the fifth video. Albert Einstein proved this theorem at his 12th age. In this chapter, we will prove that theorem, Pythagoras theorem, and also we will prove another four or five important theorems and problems. We can learn how to calculate the heights of the tall buildings, tall tree, towers, without measuring their actual height, only by measuring the length of their shadow. We can calculate their heights using these similar triangles. So before going to the similar triangles, let us recall few facts related to triangles, which you have already learned in the previous classes, beginning from 5th or 6th standards. So we all know that a triangle is a three-sided closed plane figures, or a triangle is a plane figure obtained by joining three line segments AB, BC and AC are the line segments at their end points. Here this point A is called a vertex. It has three vertices. The line segments AB, BC and AC are called sides of the triangle. This sharpness, this is angle ABC, this is angle ACB. So we have 6 measurable elements, 3 angles and 3 sides in a triangle. So let us go to the classification of triangles, types of triangles. So triangles are classified on two bases. One is on the basis of sides. The triangles are, you already know it. The triangles are classified into equilateral triangle, isosceles triangle and scalene triangle. So in equilateral triangle, all the 3 sides are equal. It is also called equiangular triangle because in all equilateral triangles, the angles are also equal. Each angle measures 60 degrees. If the length of each side is A units, then its perimeter is 3A units and its area is square root of 3A square divided by 4 square units. Now go to the scalene triangle. So in scalene triangle, 2 of its sides are equal, one is unequal. So here, this unequal side is called base. Usually what we do is, in triangles, the bottommost side is considered as base. But specifically in isosceles triangles, the side other than equal sides is considered as base. And this angle, which is opposite to the base, is called vertical angle. and these two equal sides are called legs of the triangle. If you draw a perpendicular from vertical angle to the base, it bisects the base. That means it makes the base into two equal parts. So this is about isosceles triangle. So in scaling triangle, you know that no two sides are equal. That means all the sides are different. So this is the classification on the basis of sides. Now go to the classification on the basis of angles. So in acute angle triangle, all the three angles are acute angles, less than 90 degrees. So in right angle triangle, not all the three angles. One of the angle is 90 degree, right angle, and other two angles are acute angles. So here, the side opposite to right angle is the biggest side. It is called hypotenuse, and other two sides are called legs, as in the case of isosceles triangle. Here also, these two sides are called legs of the triangle. If these legs are represented by A units and B units, then its area is half AB. So area of right angle triangle is half of the product of its legs. Because this is the base, this is the height, area of any triangle is half into base into height. So now go to the obtuse angle triangle. So as in right angle triangle, here also only one of the angle is obtuse angle, more than 90 degree, and other two are acute angles. Let us recall few properties. So very famous property is angle sum property. The sum of all the three interior angles, angle A plus angle B plus angle C, is always 180 degree. It is in any triangle, it is 180 degree. The exterior angle of a triangle is equal to sum of its interior opposite angles. Here BC is produced to D, angle ACD. It is called exterior angle. For this exterior angle, angle A and angle B are interior opposite angles. So here angle A plus angle B gives angle ACD. Now go to the properties on sides. The sum of the lengths of two sides of a triangle is greater than the length of the third side. Suppose you are given three line segments. One is of 2 centimeter, 3 centimeter and 7 centimeter, and if you are asked to construct the triangle, it is not possible because 2 plus 3 is less than 7. So in triangle, sum of any two sides must be greater than the third side. Then only it is possible to construct the triangle. And another important property is the side opposite to the greater angle is the longest side of the triangle. In this triangle, if angle A is the greatest angle, then opposite to it, BC is the longest side. If C is the smallest angle, then AB is the shortest side. And in 9th standard, you have studied about congruent triangles in details. So if it is possible to make two polygons exactly coincide by superimposing one on the other, then those two polygons are said to be congruent. In simple words, if two figures have same shape and size, they are congruent figures. So consider two line segments. They are congruent when they have equal length. Two circles are said to be congruent if their radii are equal. The squares having equal length of sides are congruent. Now consider these two triangles. Look at this triangle. This is triangle ABC and triangle. So they are congruent if it is possible to make them exactly coincide by superimposing one on the other. Look at here. So when we make them coincide, angle B merges with angle Q. Angle A merges with angle P. So therefore angle B and angle Q are called equal angles. They are equal. They are called corresponding angles. Angle A corresponds to angle P. Similarly, the sides which coincides are called corresponding sides. Here AB merges with PQ. Therefore AB and PQ are a pair of corresponding sides. AC merges with PR. Therefore, AC and PR are one pair of corresponding sides. So we can identify the corresponding sides in other way also. Here angle B and angle Q are equal. Therefore, the side opposite to B is AC. Here the side opposite to Q is PR. Therefore, AC and PR is a pair of corresponding sides. So understanding this, the meaning of corresponding sides is very important here. For two triangles to become congruent, all the three sides of one triangle must be equal to the three sides of another triangle. Three angles of the triangles must be equal to the three angles of another triangles. But to verify whether the given two triangles are congruent or not, we need not check all the 6 elements. So there are postulates, criterions. We know SSS criteria, SAS criteria, ASA criteria, RHS criteria. So according to SSS criterion, so in any two triangles, if the three sides of one triangle are equal to the three sides of another triangles, their angles will also be equal. That means those two triangles are congruent. So according to SAS criteria, SAS postulate, in any two triangles, if the two sides and included angle of one triangle are equal to the two sides and included angle of another triangle, then those two triangles are congruent. So go to the ASA postulate. If two angles and a side of one triangle are equal to the corresponding two angles and a side of another triangle, then those two triangles are congruent. Here the word corresponding is very important. So it is also written in the form of AAS postulate sometimes, because we can take angle A is equal to, it is 40 degree angle D, angle C is equal to 60 degree, here angle F is equal to 60 degree. If the BC of this triangle, that is the side opposite to 40 degree, is equal to EF of this triangle, the side opposite to 40 degree, then also these two triangles are congruent. They are corresponding sides. So here BC and EF are the corresponding sides. If any two angles and one side of one triangle are equal to the two angles and the corresponding sides, the word corresponding is very important, the corresponding side of another triangle, then those two triangles are said to be congruent. So go to the RHS postulate. In any two right angle triangle, if the hypotenuse and one more side of one triangle are equal to the hypotenuse and one more side of the another triangle, then those two triangles are congruent. So you have studied it in 9th standard in details. So on this knowledge, can you say triangle ADB and triangle ADC are congruent? Look at the figure. No, they are not congruent. Here also, two angles are 60 degree and 30 degree. One side is 5 centimeter in triangle ADB. In triangle ADC also, two angles are 30 degree and 60 degree and 30 degree. One of the side is 5 centimeter. Even though these two triangles are not congruent, because here the 5 centimeter is opposite to 60 degree. So in the second triangle, opposite to 60 degree is DC, it is not 5 centimeter because it is not an isosceles triangle. So it must be more than 5 centimeter. Therefore, these two triangles are not congruent. You should not tell that these two triangles are congruent using ASA postulate. You can't use ASA postulate here. Now, let us recall few facts about areas of triangles. So it is also in the 9th standard. Area of a triangle is equal to half of the area of parallelogram standing on the same base and between the same parallels. Here triangle ABD and parallelogram ABEF they are on the same base and between the same parallels. Therefore, their area of that triangle is half of the area of that parallelogram. And the second point is triangles standing on the same base and between the same parallels are equal in their areas. Here triangle ABD and triangle ABC are on the same base AB and they are between the same parallels. Therefore, their areas are equal. We use all this knowledge in the 10th standard triangle chapter. The next one more important theorem you have studied in 9th standard is midpoint theorem. If a line segment is drawn, the line segment joining the midpoints of two sides of a triangle, if D and E are the midpoints of side AB and AC of triangle, then the line segment joining those midpoints is half of the third side and it is parallel to the third side. If D and E are the midpoints of those two sides, then DE is half of BC and DE is also parallel to BC. So with this knowledge, let us enter to the 10th standard chapter, similar triangles. So you know that congruent triangles or congruent figures means they have same shape and size. But in case of similar figures, see, there are three line segments. They are not of the same length, but they looks alike with different length. See the three circles. Here the size of first circle and the last circle is same. If you compare all the three circles together, they are all of the same shape. About size may not be same. Two are of same size and one is of different size. Here three squares are there. All are of different size but same shape. Do you think these three triangles are of the same shape? Yes, they are all of the same shape. So I will explain it later. Look at these photographs. Who is this? Yeah, he is a very famous Indian mathematician, Sri Srinivasa Ramanujan. Have you seen his old age photo? It is impossible because like Swami Vivekananda, like Adi Shankaracharya, he was died before his 33rd birthday. He lived only 32 and a half years. But his name is eternal because of his contribution to the field of mathematics. He propounded more than 3,300 theorems and identities on numbers and number theories. Few of them are not yet proved, but has been giving results. So he was born in December 22nd, 1887 and died in 26th April 2020. In the last 26th of April, his 100th death anniversary. His 100th death anniversary is celebrated. So look at the pictures. You can see any picture, you can identify that this is Sri Srinivasa Ramanujan. In all the pictures, looks alike. What about size? Here three pictures are of the same size. Here five pictures are of the same size. One is different size. But all these pictures are similar. That means they have same shape. The plane figures having same shape but not necessarily the same size are called similar figures. To check the similarity of figures, there are conditions. I will show some pictures. Observe carefully those pictures and you come to conclusion about the conditions. What may be the conditions? Look at these two figures. Both are quadrilaterals. One is square and another one is rectangle. Are they of same shape? Not at all. Because if you insert a photo in square and elongate it and reduce its heights, you can't identify that both are same. Its shape is changed here. You will laugh at it. Look at this square and rhombus. They are also not same shape. You can imagine again a photo and tilted. It looks not alike. Look, another rhombus. Can you think that these two are of same shape, similar? So imagine this, something is inserted in it. A flower is inserted. Yes, both looks alike. That means both are in the same shape. In these two figures, the angles of one are equal to the angles of other, but they are not similar. In these two figures, here all the sides are 5 centimeter, here also all the sides are 5 centimeter, but they are not similar. In these two figures, the sides are different, but look at the sides. Here all the sides are 5 centimeters, here all the sides are 7.5 centimeters. The angles of this figure are all in here. That means angles of this figure are equal to the angles of this figure. Look at one more picture. Compare this square and this square. They are alike, they are similar. Look at here. Here also the angles are same, but sides, if you compare from this square to this square, here the sides, the length of the side is decreased. If you compare from this figure to this figure, here the sides are increased. If you think that we get the similar figure by increasing the sides or decreasing the sides by a particular length to get the similar figures, so you will be wrong. It is not increased by or decreased by a particular length, a specific length, constant length. So look at here, this rectangle and this rectangle are similar figures. Here the length of the side is reduced by 50%, reduced to its half, and its height is also reduced to its half. So we get the similar rectangles. If we increase by same length or decrease by same length, we do not get the similar figures. So the conditions for the similarity of figures is, the first condition is their corresponding angles must be equal. All the angles of one polygon must be equal to the angles of another polygon. That is the first condition. The polygons must be equiangular polygons. And the second condition is their corresponding sides are in the same ratio. Their corresponding sides are in proportion. In proportion means in the same ratio. You have to understand it very clearly. Here the corresponding sides, say 5 centimeter opposite to 60 degree, here 12.5 centimeter is opposite to 60 degree. Their corresponding sides. The corresponding sides, here it is 2.5 times of 5 centimeter. 12.5 is 2.5 times. Again, this is 4 centimeter, this is 10 centimeter. BC corresponds to RP. So 10 is 2.5 times of 4. 17.5 is 2.5 times of 7. So that means if you take AB by QR, that is 5 by 12.5, 50 by 125. So 2 by 5. So AB by QR is 2 by 5. AC by QP is also 2 by 5. And BC divided by RP. So all these ratios giving the same value, 2 divided by 5. That means the ratios of the corresponding sides are equal. Of course, the angles are equals. 40 degree, 60 degree and 80 degree. There also 40 degree, 60 degree and 80 degree. Dear students, if the angles of a triangles are 40 degree, 60 degree and 80 degree, and the side opposite to 60 degree is 5 centimeter, the other two sides may not be of this length. For our understanding, I am giving this as an example. These may not be the same. If we actually construct, the length of these two sides may be differ. Now, the naming, notation, it is also very important. Here the angles of one triangle are equal to the angles of another triangle. The corresponding sides are in the same ratio. So these two triangles satisfied these two conditions for similarity of figures. Therefore, these two triangles are similar. Imagine that this triangle is here. This triangle is here. Here triangle ABC is similar. This is the symbol used to represent the similarity of figures. Similar. Triangle ABC is similar to triangle QRP. You should not write triangle PRQ because the order of naming the polygon is also very important. Here you should write triangle QRP because angle A is equal to angle Q. Angle B is equal to angle R. C and P are corresponding vertices, corresponding angles. So therefore, you should name in this order. In the first triangles, what is the order? You have written the letters to name the polygon. In the second figure, you should write in the same order so that the first letter should be similar, corresponds to the first angle, should be corresponds to the first angle in the second figure. So as in 9th standard, related to congruency of triangles, there are postulates, criteria to verify the congruency of triangles. Here also there are criteria. So let us study it in the next video. So before closing this video, there is an activity in your textbook. You can do it. If you take a cardboard and cut a quadrilateral in it and place it below a light, source of point light, and below that place a white sheet. So you get the image or the shadow of the quadrilateral. Mark its boundary and raise the cardboard. You get another shadow. Mark its boundary and compare the ratios of corresponding sides. So you get the ratios of corresponding sides will be equal. That means you get the similar figures. And you can also compare the angles. The angles of first figure will be equal to the angles of the second figure. That activity you can do. So this is the questions, homework, assignment for this video. Read the questions carefully and all are very simple. One more question is there. So here one mistake is there. I'll correct it. So AB and QR are corresponding sides, is a pair of corresponding sides. Write the remaining two pairs of corresponding sides. While writing the corresponding sides, you have to put a line and arrow marks at the two ends. AB corresponds to QR. So one more question is there for your assignment. Look at this figure carefully. The rectangles are named at their corners, top left corners. This is rectangle number 1, rectangle number 2, rectangle number 3. What you have to do is, you have to write the ratio of their lengths and ratio of their heights. One example was given for rectangle 1 and 3. So rectangle 1 is here, rectangle 3 is here. The ratio of the length of first rectangle is 9 centimeter is to, so it is not 6 centimeter, 1, 2, 3 centimeter. The length of the third rectangle is 3 centimeter. So 9 is to 3. On simplification, it gives 3 is to 1. Ratio of heights. The first rectangle is of height 3 centimeter and the third rectangle, it is 1 centimeter. So therefore it is 3:1. So ratio of lengths is equal to ratio of heights. Therefore these two ratios are in proportion. Equal ratios means proportions. Like that. So compare rectangle 1 and 2. Rectangle 1 and 2. Write the ratios and write whether they are proportion or not. So this is for the assignment. Let us see in the next video. Let's stop here. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.